What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
An article from Search Engine Journal, Eric,
I say Eric
Inge discusses a 100-user model that can change your approach to on-page SEO. So what's on-page SEO? Those are usually those factors that we talk about that are physical on the page that we can see and notice. A lot of times page titles, H1s, H2s, things that we can physically do to a page to help rank better. And so, as with all things in digital, the search landscape continues to evolve. On-page SEO is no longer keyword-centric. The evolution of personalized search changed this long ago. The days of this truly targeted and very scientific keyword emphasis and keyword density is long gone.
Yeah, and Google's altered their algorithm to be able to just know the searcher's intent. So and relative searches as well. So like amusement parks, they know amusement parks is the same thing as probably like roller coasters, and so those type
theme
of
parks.
So those type of searches will appear as well with amusement park searches.
Sure, and content quality is truly critical. This is just as true for e-commerce pages as it is for long-form blog posts. And finally, user experience is important, and engagement with a page is much broader than just the words on that page. So what truly makes a quality user experience? There are many factors that contribute to a quality user experience. Let's illustrate this a bit further by looking at a search experience. Let's take the phrase fireworks. Now let's imagine that we receive 100 visitors to our website that is dedicated to explaining the technology behind fireworks.
All right. So what kind of fireworks?
So, who knows?
I don't really shoot off fireworks.
All right. Well, so it could be fire. It could be firecrackers. It could be bottle rockets. It could be those little big bang boom, bada bing things. But so now let's ask ourselves the question: what percentage of those visitors are going to end up being happy with the content they find? And we all know the answer isn't 100%. So let's kind of explore why. When a visitor comes to your fireworks site, they have needs. Oftentimes, these needs might not be met for various reasons, including, they're looking to buy fireworks. We're going to talk a little bit here in a little bit, supposing that you could buy fireworks online, but for the purposes of right now, you can't buy fireworks. So they may not like your website. They may find it hard to navigate.
I guess I didn't know you could buy fireworks.
Right. Well, it goes boom, so I don't think the Postal Service wants things to go boom. So it could be hard to navigate, or, the website could just be ugly. They might get distracted by the annoying pop-up that keeps crowding the screen.
A walkout video?
Or, I knew it was coming, or Tom's favorite, the walkout video.
Why do those still exist?
I think it was websites from the late 90s that, it's probably even early 2000s that these guys just haven't gotten rid of that green screen funness. Or they may be, this time of the year, they may be looking for the nearest fireworks show. And that could, differ depending on what time of the year. Clearly, somebody searching fireworks right now is probably more likely to be looking for where to buy or the nearest fireworks show. But 6 months from now, that could be somebody researching fireworks. So really being able to understand what somebody's searching for, when they're searching for, there's a lot of things that need to be understood. And there's many reasons that a viewer may be unsatisfied with your site. And understanding this is a long journey. So, Tom, why is user experience so important to Google?
It's a trust factor, mainly. I was going to bring this up. Rand Fishkin, he's the head guy at Moz, popular SEO blog to follow. Over the weekend, he did a Twitter experiment. He had a search result. I forget what the search result is now. I think it was best grilled steak. It was best grilled steak, and the number one search result was like Food Network or something. And he said, so if you got 20 seconds to do this experiment, go to the first result, click on it, leave immediately. Spin once it loads, get off the website. Then he said, go down to the fourth search result, click on that, spend a couple minutes on it, clicking around. Don't click off the page. Just stay on the page, scrolling around, just play around, or just let it sit for a minute, and then go back to the search result. He's got, I don't know how many thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of followers. Who knows how many of those people actually did it. But later that night, I looked at his search result. That search result was number 1.
You're kidding me.
No. How weird is that?
It's
They go from 4 to 1 on that short of a phrase, best grilled steak. I mean, that shows you user experience right there.
Well, and the power of influencers in this world as well. But we'll ignore that. Little cheesy experiments that are incredible.
I'm not saying go to your website and click on for the search you want. That's probably not going to work, but
right. No, but
thousands of people doing it all at once.
Yep.
Has a big influence on a search result.
So and in addition to that trust factor, despite some belief that Google is just this really cool tool that lets you discover the deep internet abyss, Google operates a business, and they're in it to make money.
Yep.
If Google continually serves up search results that are not matching what a user is expecting to find, that's bad business and affects company revenue. As small as it may be, over time that adds up. So let's think about this idea of persona mapping and page design for a minute. As you start to think about this more, you naturally start to wonder about what it is that people who arrive on your page or your website actually want to do, and really the two most basic categories of needs are people just looking for information. So, the user that the Fireworks website was originally intended to do, education, and finally, the other category would be people ready for a transaction, specifically in an e-commerce environment, but, a service related website as well as somebody who's either looking for a phone number or to fill out a form. So let's assume for a moment that user has arrived at this transaction phase. There's still a ton of unknown information. So for the purposes of this conversation right here, let's assume one can actually buy fireworks online.
Okay.
And some of the needs this user may have include, product specification. Do I have enough info to make an educated decision? Related products. Are you helping me find the products I may also need? I think about, matches. Do I need a couple of
a stand?
Exactly. So sometimes the little mortar shells they give you 20 mortar shells and one little tube. Well, let me tell you, it's a whole lot more fun when you can have 3 or 4 going off at a time. So I would, as a buyer, would want to have that as a suggestion, and finally, signs of trust. Are you giving me enough confidence that I can feel that my product will arrive on time and safely?
Yep.
And so additionally, person mapping, think about the age of the consumer. Are they a first-time buyer or a seasoned expert? Some little kids are going to be really impressed by the little pop rocks or whatever they're called. Snap caps, or the little things that you light and they turn into a little worm. Or is this, or is this the seasoned fireworks,
big boom guy?
The big boom guys? Gender. There may be reservations about safety. Income, showing top shelf fireworks to someone on a limited budget would be a waste of time. Being able to categorize yourself as a user is important. Lots of e-commerce websites have different categorizations under price, $0 to $50, $51 to $100, and so on and so forth. And so those are wonderful ways to help a website.
Buy one, get 5 free.
Exactly. I just have to laugh at those all the time, buy one $3,000 firework and get 6 penny fireworks for free, and finally, what are their key goals? Are you putting on a show for your family, or are they trying to impress the whole neighborhood? That's something certainly different. So next steps, so kind of while it's not possible to completely explore all the details of mapping buyer personas in the time frame of a single show, there are a few takeaways that can help you along the path of understanding those visiting your site. The simple and often overlooked method is to simply survey visitors. There are a number of ways that you can do this. Get creative. Put out special offers. Give items away. The expense will be well worth the information you get back. We see users all the time coming up with interesting ways to get that information. If you come up with a way to interview consumers who don't purchase with you, let me know. That would be some incredibly valuable information. We're still working on that. So, kind of to summarize everything, get a handle on what's taking place on your site, the types of people visiting the site, and then fine-tune it to satisfy a larger percentage of its visitors. We have long known that this will help with conversion on a site. Traditional aspects of SEO still matter. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely, that's our bread and butter and critical to being successful. But the concept of increasing user satisfaction with the pages of your site has become good SEO too. You should invest the time and effort to better understand what visitors to your site are looking for. Mm-hmm. This impacts design for sure, but also, your business model, your product offerings, site structure, and ultimately SEO. If you want to be a winner in SEO in the long term, you're going to have to deliver superior user experiences on your website.